Hey everyone, Jennifer Lee Chan here from NBC Sports Bay Area. It is Thursday, which is technically the 49ers Wednesday on a normal week, and we spoke to Kyle Shanahan today. And I think the best news to come out of this presser is that Brock Purdy came out of the game on Sunday without any injuries. He is full go today in practice on Wednesday, and I think that sets up the 49ers really nicely for the Carolina game coming up. And having this offense fully healthy. That includes George Kittle, Christian McCaffrey, Trent Williams, Kyle Juszczyk, the offensive line playing really well together, Brock Purdy being healthy. I think this really sets them up for success going down the road towards the end of the season. Now, Ricky Pearsall didn't have much production in the game, but I think it'll only get better. 3 targets, 1 reception, no yards. But I think, getting back into the swing of things, it's going to be good for Ricky Pearsall and the offense. Now, 3 players did not practice, actually 5, sorry. 3 players did not practice because of injury, and that is Tatum Bethune with the ankle injury. I did see him in the locker room. He's walking around with a walking boot. He said he's probably going to lose that boot in the next couple days. He's been elevating it. He's been taking care of it, just basically babying his ankle. But he says probably after the bye week, he'll be able to come back. And for now, that means Curtis Robinson will take over the Mike linebacker position. But Tatum Bethune says I saw him putting weight on it. He says, yes, I can weight bear on it. I just can't move it around. I've got to elevate it. I've got to take care of it. Obviously, pressure. He had a pressurization sleeve on it underneath the walking boot. So just taking care of that ankle. Curtis Robinson, who's going to take over, was the Mike linebacker at Stanford for 2 years. He's a really smart guy. And one of the reasons I think he's going to be successful in this situation, yes, there's going to be an acclimation process, but he's set up for success because he's got experience with this group of guys. He has his voice. He's not like a rookie coming in. I think he's going to be much better than the transition for Fred Warner taking over at Mike linebacker when he was a rookie. I think it's really hard for a young player to come in and command the defense and tell guys who are 5 years older than them and have a ton more NFL experience what they're supposed to do. So with Curtis Robinson, I mean, he's been on the field with a lot of the guys. He's run the scout team defense. He's, got a lot of experience. Yes, he doesn't have a lot of game experience, but he's got a ton of practice experience. And it's a little different, he told me, from college where everybody's just getting the play call and you don't have to do as much assessing of what's going on. But now in, multiple years in the league, granted, yes, he hasn't had a lot of game time experience, but just his experience with the guys on the field, I think will help him. And it obviously helps him communicate and have a voice because previously, um, young guys without a lot of experience, it makes it tough. So he's 27 years old. He's played at Stanford 2 years as the Mike. He's been with the 49ers since 2021, so he knows the guys. And I think that helps for his ability to communicate and direct traffic out there in the middle of the field. So I think that's good. Um, Robert Beal is still in the concussion protocol. He will probably, we didn't see him at all. Um, it's the kind of sign that a guy is coming back is we'll see him on the field with that blue non-contact jersey. We did not see Robert Beal at all, so I would expect he's not out on the field this week. But they do have Cleveland Ferrell. Um, he could play, and they also have, CJ West, Kevin Givens, that scenario where they swapped those 2 guys out. So we'll see how the defensive line shapes up heading into this Carolina game. Also, Eddie Pinheiro, a hamstring injury. He probably will not be back until after the bye. So they signed Matt Gay to the practice squad. They can promote him 3 times total, so he can be out there Carolina and then Cleveland. And then if Eddie Pinheiro is still not healthy enough after the bye, they can promote him a 3rd time. So Matt Gay kicked 2 field goals to help the Rams defeat the 49ers in 2021, earning them a spot in the Super Bowl. In the Super Bowl in Los Angeles. That's when Jaquiski Tart didn't catch the interception. So he's been a good kicker. He just has not been a good kicker this year from 50 yards and up. Adam Peters released him, and man, it's a small world. Jake Moody is now the kicker for the Commanders. teammates again with Jake Moody with Debo Samuel. It's crazy how the world works. So Matt Gay, we talked to him today. We did bring up the fact that he kicked two field goals to beat the 49ers. He's like, shh, don't tell anybody. Let's not remind anybody. He's like, now he went to the Indianapolis Colts first after playing with the Rams. Indianapolis Colts for 2 years, was picked up by the Commanders this year, and now with the 49ers. So he's like, hey, I'm with the Niners now. I'm wearing the red. He was fully decked out in Niners gear. So he's ready to go and understands that, he's the placeholder until Eddie Pinheiro comes back. So did not see Eddie in the locker room at all. But Christian McCaffrey spoke, and it's a fun kind of revenge game for Christian McCaffrey. I can't believe after this whole time he hasn't played the Carolina Panthers yet. So since Christian McCaffrey was traded to the 49ers for a second, third, and fourth round pick in that year and a fifth round pick the following year, he has not played the Carolina Panthers. Now, Christian McCaffrey, of course, is going to say everything that he's supposed to say, like, every game is important. It's obviously important, just like every other game is. I view them all the same. But then when we started asking him about guys that are on the team that he still talks to, there are a number of guys who are still there from when Christian McCaffrey was a member of the Carolina Panthers, and it'll be good seeing them. And so he still does talk to some of them. And there are some that, have influenced his playing career and his life. So I think anytime a player plays their old team, I don't think there's animosity, but there's definitely an extra sense of awareness. So not that Christian McCaffrey was like, oh, I'm going to have revenge against the Carolina Panthers. I know he wants to beat his former team. I think every player does, but I don't think there's any animosity or ill will or bad feelings. But of course, anytime a team trades away a player, you're kind of like, it's a form of rejection. So, to show them that he is who he is and Christian McCaffrey is him, on his way to having another thousand season potentially. I think the 49ers made the right move. And the Carolina Panthers used those picks to go up and get Bryce Young, who is going to be playing in Levi Stadium on Monday night. So yeah, kind of a fun story to follow. And we also talked to Curtis Robinson, who's excited about, holding down the fort for Tatum Bethune. And Kyle Juszczyk just had his 200th game. And I know I posted a video of him and Kristen at the game. And it was 200, pretty crazy. And Kyle is always excited to hear his name yelled out from the stands at away games. I think that is really the barometer to see how many 49ers faithful are in any stadium. He said when he was at the Carolina or Arizona Cardinals game, he's like, all I saw were 49ers fans. It was, I would say, well over half 49ers fans in Arizona Cardinals Stadium. But I always think when Kyle Juszczyk catches a pass or has a play, and that everybody in the stadium yells juice, that's when you can really tell that the faithful are in the stadium. All right, everybody. More for you coming up this week. They have practice on Friday, and then they have practice on Saturday. Sunday will be a day off, and then Monday Night Football, everybody. That is when the game happens. So, Carolina Panthers have been a little up and down. They have a winning record, but we'll see how it goes. It's, a lot of this falls on the offense. Can they put enough points up because the defense hasn't been playing as good as we've seen in the past? But if they keep getting turnovers, they'll be just fine. Bye, everybody.